Now batting for the Braves, number 44, Hank Aaron.
During the first 100 years of baseball, only 8 players preceded Hank Aaron into the exclusive 3,000 hit club. In fact, Aaron became the first major league player in history to compile both 3,000 hits and 500 home runs. His talent is one of magnificent understatement. He doesn't fly out from under his cap, and buttons don't pop off his shirt when he swings. His reputation has been built strictly on his accomplishments. Accomplishments so awesome that many people call him the greatest right-handed hitter of modern times. His niche in the Hall of Fame is assured right there with Babe Ruth, Ty Cobb, and Stan Musial. Nobody could be more qualified to teach the art of hitting a baseball. What do you say, Hank?
I think the first thing, in order for you to be a good hitter, you have to make a great selection of bats. You got to make sure that the one that you pick out feels good to you. For instance, this is the bat that I use, and it may not feel good to you, but why don't you pick one up there and see how it feels to you? Okay, well, I think the next thing, Greg, is that I have awful large hands, so I can't use a real thin handle bat. I use a large handle bat. I like to have the feel of the bat in my hand, and of course, when I swing it, I like to have, just in case a ball is thrown up here someplace, I still can get some wood on it. Of course, I've always said that this is the power hand because I've seen a lot of hitters just swing the bat with one hand, and hit balls out of the ballpark. And I say the right hand is the guide hand. For your style, I would say that you would still have to pick out a bat that feels comfortable to you. Why don't we go up here and take a swipe at a couple? Are you comfortable?
Let's just try.
Okay, then. Atta boy. Make sure you get a strike now. Fine, Greg. You have some beautiful swings. Now, let me try and explain to you something about the grip of the bat. First of all, I think the most important thing is to pick the bat up. Me being a right-hand hitter, of course, I'll pick it up with my left hand first. Make sure that the bat feels good to you. I don't know whether you like to choke or whether you like the bat to be down the knob like this, like I do. I'll pick the bat up first with my left hand and make sure that the label is pointed directly into my face. Second thing I do is to make sure that my knuckles, one set my right top hand, the knuckle is over here with the other part of the left hand. I like to keep my left hand loose just before the pitch is made, and then I just tighten up just a little bit because the right hand loosens up. Let me see you take a couple of swipes like that.
Like that?
That's good. It's very good.
You want to follow through with this?
Yes, follow through with you would follow through with your right hand. Your right hand would be your power hand, and the left hand would be my power hand. One of the greatest hitters that I've ever had the pleasure of playing against was Stan Musial, and he always said that you find most of your good hitters, when they get to the plate, their hands are so loose until anybody can come up and just take the bat right out of their hands. But I recommend to you that you adapt your own style of hitting. Maybe that doesn't feel too good to you. But my hands are loose when they get to the plate, and just before the pitcher gets ready to pitch, then I tighten it up just a little bit, Let's talk about the stance, Greg. There's 3 basic types of stance. One is the medium closed stance like this, and the other one is the open stance like this, and then one is the real closed stance like this. I like to use the medium open stance, and I stand just a little bit behind home plate because I want to see the curveball when it breaks. A lot of hitters like to stand in front of the plate because they want to hit the curveball before it breaks. I want to wait till the last split second before I make up my mind what it is and what I want to swing at. Let me see your stance now for a while. Well, hold it just a while. First of all, you want to open your right foot up just a little bit, like that.
Why'd you do that?
Well, one reason is because if you got your foot in this position, your spikes have a tendency to lock and you can't hardly pick them up. You'll notice sometimes that you get your spikes locked where if you open them up this way, you know, you can always pick them up this way. And I think you got freedom of, whether it's, if the ball is inside, you got a chance to go this way. If it's away from you, you got a chance to get it out that way. How did that feel to you?
Feels good.
Why don't you take a couple swings with me? Oh. Wait a minute, Greg. Let's get those arms away from the body. Yeah, let me show you how it, this is the way, Greg, it should be done. Make sure that you get your elbows and your arm away from your body. It's number one. If your elbows are in here and your arms in here, you're locking yourself in, you know. You really can't concentrate. You don't have anything left to hit with. So get your arms away from your body. And make sure that you concentrate with the pitcher all the time. And as long as you keep your arms away from your body and you're out here, you got something left to swing with, you know, like this. You still got a little power left, but if you got your elbows in here, you're really locking yourself in. You know, if you got your elbows away from your body, just like I say, you got a lot of power left, and you can hit the ball to right field as well as hit it back through the middle, or you can pull it. So come on over here, I'm gonna swing it a couple. Wait right here, Greg. I'm going over and hit a few.
Pitcher Kurt Simmons once said, throwing a fastball by Henry Aaron is like trying to sneak the sun past a rooster.
In order to be a good hitter, I think you got to be an aggressive hitter. And what I mean by aggressive, I mean that you got to attack the ball. You can't wait for the ball to get right on you. You got to go out and get the ball, and I mean by making a proper stride, looking for the fastball at all times, and being able to hit the curveball just in case the fastball doesn't come. Not some pitchers like, for instance, Koufax for years. You just had to look for the fastball off him and hope that he didn't throw you the curveball, because 9 times out of 10, you couldn't even handle it anyway. In order to be a good hitter, you got to be an aggressive hitter, and you can't be lazy with your body nor your arms. Another important thing about hitting is control of the upper body. Make sure that your shoulders are straight, directly aimed at the pitcher's right shoulder or left shoulder, whichever side you hit on.
Former Braves manager Billy Hitchcock once made this observation about Aaron. Everyone talks about his great wrists, but I say his greatest asset is his patience. He will take 2 pitches down the middle while waiting for the pitch he wants.
Knowing your strike zone is very important, I think, and also being a patient hitter. I, for one, like to go up sometime, especially if I don't know a pitcher. I like to know what he throws. I like to know what his best pitch is. I want to know if he'd like to throw the slider, curveball for a strike, or whether he want to throw a change-up for a strike. And if I can just be patient enough and wait and know if he's got good control on one certain pitch, I think that I can get a pitch that I can hit out of the ballpark. So I think you should know your own strike zone and know when you get up to the plate what you want to hit at all time, and be patient enough to wait on your pitch, get it, and make sure that you hit it hard. On the inside pitch, I think it's very, very important that you get your hips out of the way. Make sure that you roll them around and get the head of that bat out in front rather than waiting for the ball to get right up on you. I think it's very important that you hit that inside pitch out in front of you rather than wait until it get up on you, and I think you're going to be a very successful hitter. On the outside pitch, I think you got to do just the opposite. I think you can't have no roll in the hips, but of course the arms have to be extended. I think this is very important. I think you got to be able to hit the ball to right field. If you have no roll in your hips, you can hit the ball to right field with a lot of power. Hitting a high pitch is very, very important. I think one thing you have to remember that you can't have no upper swing in your bat whatsoever. I think you got to have mostly a level swing. Here again, I think that you have to keep your arms away from your body and make sure that you're getting the head of that bat out in front so the ball will carry quite a distance for you. Hitting a low pitch, we have quite a few pitchers in our league that throws a lot of low balls, a lot of sinker balls, and I think the only way that you're going to be successful against these type of pitches is to have a little bend in your knees, both knees. I know I used to have a lot of trouble hitting the low ball, and I said, well, the only way that I can get to hit the low ball is bend down there with it and get down, and so I could see it a little longer, wait on it a little longer, and and make sure that my arms are away from my body, and I could get down there where I could see the ball and hit it very good. I don't think any of us can take enough batting practice. I think one thing that we always have to remember is to work on our weakness. I can go up in the batting cage and I can probably hit 10 out of 12 balls out of the ballpark, but I haven't accomplished anything during the game because I want to make sure that I get my eye on the ball, make sure that I'm hitting the ball to right field, left field, or center field, or back down through the middle. And in order to do this, I think batting practice is very, very important. And I think every one of us should work on our weakness rather than work on our strong points. Okay, Greg, let's go back to work. Greg, now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about striding at the plate. And I think this is very important that you don't overstride. A lot of time I see a lot of young players think they should get way out here and the bat is here and they got nothing left. Their legs are out of position and everything. I think the shorter your stride is, the better you're going to have control of the bat and you can watch the ball a little bit better. And the better your stride, the more you're going to have your weight distribution all so you can get your forearms and everything else out. Let me see you try it, Greg. That's good. I'll tell you a good way that you can not know, you're knowing that you're not overstriding. Why don't you take and draw a line here? Try to make sure that your spike is right in that line when you stride. Now try it again. And I think you're going to find that to be very comfortable to you because if you stride, you're not overstriding. I think you're going to keep your shoulders in there, you know. But if you're way out here, you're going to have a tendency of your weight back on your back foot, the bat's dropping, your shoulders up in the air. You're just not going to pick the ball up as well as you do if you're just right here, just taking a short stride. So just try it one more time. Good. Shoulders and all is straight. Feels good?
Feels real good.
First thing you have to always remember is that your weight is supposed to be evenly distributed. I don't think you should put more weight on your right leg. I think it should be just evenly, you know. And I think you'll find out if you put more weight back here, I think you're going to have a tendency of bringing your shoulders up, you know, like this, and you're going to lose the ball. So I think what you should do is concentrate on keeping your weight evenly distributed. I think, of course, I think a little bit more weight should be on your right foot, on your back foot, rather.
You know, Hank, sometimes I have a fear of the ball and I have a tendency to back away from it. And I know I've seen other ball players do the same. And I was just wondering, as a young ball player, how I could correct from backing away from the ball and having a fear of it.
Greg, one of the greatest hitters that I've ever seen play this game was Ted Williams. And he said in order to be a good hitter, you had to conquer fear. You had to forget about it. I would say one way that you can keep your head in the batter's box and not worry about being hit by a pitch ball is just try and hit the ball right back through the middle. And by that, I think you will conquer fear. Greg, bunting is very important in baseball. In fact, some of the pitchers in our organization spends at least 2 and 3 hours in the batting cage trying to teach themselves the method of trying to get a run over from first to second or from second to third. Most teams have 3 basic types of bunts. One is the sacrifice, which most of the time your pitchers are called upon to sacrifice, and that's to get a run in the scoring position in second base or third base. Now, the drag bunt is a bunt whereby if you catch the third baseman, if you're a right-hand hitter and you want to try and beat out a base hit, if your team is 2 or 3 runs behind, you want to try and start a rally. And the other one is the suicide bunt. Now, this is a bunt that no matter where the ball is thrown, that you hit in the dirt, away from you, the most managers want you to make some attempt to try to get a part of that bat on the ball because that runner is coming in from third base and he's trying to steal a run, and this is very important that you get some parts of the bat on the ball.
What's the most important thing for me to work on, Hank?
Confidence and pride is the 2 most important things, I think, Greg. I think you got to have a lot of confidence in yourself. You got to believe that you can play big league baseball. You got to believe that you can hit each time you get to the plate. pride I think you owe to yourself, your teammates, and the people that you're working for, and the people that come to see you play. I think you should hustle at all times, give it all you got, and go out and be proud to be a major league ball player and just to be part of a big league organization. Greg, we've covered some of the fundamentals of batting, the things any young ball player must know and do if he wants to succeed as a valuable member of his team. But there's something even more important that you must have, and it comes first. That's desire. Regardless of what you want to do with your life, the desire to become the best must be so strong that you are willing to accept the disciplines that desire demands. How about it? Are you ready?
I'm ready, Hank.
Okay, it's your turn in the box.